In many ways, optimizing the product page is the hardest job in the world because the consumer knows that beyond the product page, they're going to have to pull out their credit card. So we do everything in our power not to go beyond the product page. This means that the product description is the final opportunity that I have as a marketer to convince and convert the buyer. Now, I like to use a mental model when I think about writing copy on the product page, on the product description. And this is a mental model that actually is a little controversial because people don't like the image that it throws up, but I'll share it with you anyway because it's been very helpful to me when we are writing copy. So the mental model I like to use is that of a courtroom drama. We are lawyers and we are fighting a case, and we're fighting the right case, we're fighting the just cause, and we're trying to convince a jury of 12 people, 12 peers of ours. Now, the jury is a little, unfortunately, has an opinion that we might be on the wrong side of history. And so they have a biased view. And my job is to, first of all, understand that perspective and then to weave a story that tells them, sheds light on the alternate perspective. And I find this kind of analogy very, very useful because if you think about your product page, the jury, which is the people that you're trying to convince, are their first instinct is actually not to buy a product. Those are the people we're trying to convince, right? People who are coming to your product page saying that I'm already sold on this product. I'm already convinced that I'm going to buy this product. I've already spoken to my wife about the fact that I'm going to buy this product. I already have my credit card open. Well, you don't need to hire us to improve conversion rates for those people because they're already buying. Who we are trying to influence are people who are either skeptical or on the fence. And so that's the state of the jury. Now, as a copywriter, as a lawyer, I can only use the truth. And this is obviously should be self evident. But what I can do is I can present that truth in the most interesting way possible. I can also structure my argument. I can decide when I'm going to reveal a certain detail, and then subsequent to that, when am I going to reveal the third detail. And so those details I can certainly play around with. But those are the two things that I have at my disposal. I can also choose what are the pieces of the argument that I'm going to draw attention to more than other details. And so these are the tools available in my toolkit, and this is what I have to do to optimize the product page. So that's the mental model I like to use. We are lawyers, we are fighting a just cause, and we have to influence the jury, and we can only use the truth. And so by thinking from that perspective, I think if you look at a product page description from that perspective, it'll bring to light really interesting ideas and insights that you may not have considered. Good luck.